As Neil showed us last week, lots of different people have lots of different ideas on who Jesus is, and he did this wonderful drawing of all those different aspects of Jesus' character. It was such a good drawing that me and my nephews ended up rewatching it about 3 or 4 times in a row last week. When Jesus started telling people he was going to die, it didn't really fit into people's ideas of who Jesus was. Some of his followers didn't understand, some didn't want to believe him, and many walked away. In Matthew chapter 16 verse 24, Jesus says, "Whoever wants to follow me must deny themselves, take up their cross and follow me." When Jesus was telling people that he was going to die and that you have to take up your cross, it's a bit of a spoiler alert for Easter because the disciples don't yet know that he's going to die on a cross. And in those days, dying on the cross was the most humiliating way, the most painful and the most humiliating way to die, and a death saved for the worst of all the criminals. So it's understandable that his followers didn't believe that Jesus fit that description. When Jesus started telling people that he was going to die, many people left thinking, that's not what I signed up for. I wanted a leader that was going to overthrow the Romans. I wanted a leader that was going to do things for me and be around always. I didn't expect him to die. Little did they know that he would only be dead for 3 days, then he would rise again, and then he'd leave us the Holy Spirit to help us for all of eternity. One of the jobs that the Holy Spirit does is to help us become more like Jesus. And by becoming more like Jesus, we try to follow in everything he does, and that includes his life and his death. Taking up your cross isn't a burden, but it's a call to live your life as Jesus lived his. That's my cross to bear is quite a common expression, and it quite often refers to some kind of burden that people have to carry all their lives. Jesus has already done that for us when he said, "It is finished." When we're called to take up our cross, we're called to follow Jesus in all ways, in the way he lived his life and also in the way he went to his death. It's quite an extreme call to obedience. It's what are you willing to give up for Jesus? Are you willing to give up your friends, your family, a job, and even your life? This call to take up the cross is supposed to be a hard one. It's supposed to make us think about Jesus' life and think, in what ways could we live to be more like him? And it's also supposed to make us really think about our values and think, how far up that list of values or priorities have we put Jesus, and how much are we still trying to live our life in our own way? It's a tough call to follow, but the reward is priceless. So what about you? Could you take up your cross and follow Jesus?